This is my second video presentation for Computer Literacy 101. So to start off on Chapter 8, this chapter mainly just goes over app development and the various practices that are used to develop apps. So a programmer, along with other developers and analysts, work together within a project team in order to build and create these apps that we see today. Obviously, a project team, you need people from all sides: analysts, developers, programmers. They all come together in order to create almost any app you can think of. Developers tend to use tools like code editors, debuggers, compilers, interpreters, and IEDs to build efficient software for these apps. Most applications also use Rapid App Development, or RAD, which is a main development method that condenses and develops the development process as long as a quality team is directing the development. Makes it a lot faster, a lot easier to develop apps and get them out to the public. Modern app development has become more centered around mobile-first designs and cross-platform tools in order to reach more users. And ever-emerging tech such as AI and 5G have shaped how apps are designed today, and they continue to do it. So on to Chapter 9. This chapter covers web development and the various methods and practices that are used when developing a website. So there are many types of language platforms that are used in order to create and format a website, such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which all do separate tasks and all help the user or the programmer developer develop the very website they're looking into. Like HTML specifies content within a specific website, such as paragraphs, headings, and links. CSS, you can choose from formats and appearances on websites, such as colors, borders, and backgrounds. And JavaScript is virtually a language that's used for writing scripts to control web pages and their behaviors, such as performing calculations, checking values, to make sure if boxes are filled or not within a website. And website builders are also a common tool that are now used to be able to build professional websites that are really user-friendly, and most of them are through a provider, so where you pay for a certain service on a website builder, it gives you a bunch of templates and gadgets that you can mess around with in order to make a website to your own liking. On to Chapter 10. Chapter 10 dives more into the various networks, along with how to use them and the various pros and cons that they offer. Some various network devices that you can connect to include home wireless networks, which would almost be like the Wi-Fi in your house. How you have to have a router you connect it to. Usually there's a password. You have mobile hotspots, which are networks that can be created from a wireless device using data on your phone, along with Wi-Fi hotspots, which are usually in restaurants and hotels and other establishments like that. In addition to the various network devices, cellular networks are used among billions of people in order to make calls and send and receive text messages every single day. Network security also has various forms and purposes to keep users protected. With millions and millions of transmissions going between people, companies, firms, various, you need some sort of protection. So things such as encryption, authentication, and firewalls help users themselves when using a network, while NAS protects the user's data that's stored within these networks. These various security practices are used in order to protect users from risks such as hackers, spyware, malware, anything that could threaten your computer and its integrity. On to Chapter 11. This chapter tells us more about the various forms of digital communication and how they impact us in our everyday lives. No matter whether you like to think it or not, we use digital communication every single day. It's in the way we transmit data, messages, and media between all devices: computers, laptops, phones, anything like that. And a big thing that's involved within digital communication would be netiquette, which is a short term for internet etiquette, in the same way that you would have dinner etiquette or anything like that in a public setting in person. It applies on the internet, such as not oversharing information, making harmful posts to put out instead of harmful posts that could potentially hurt a person, a group, anything of that sort, and unprofessional communication. Email is also a form of communication that allows users to send messages, images, and files with a unique address through an email account that you establish through Google, Microsoft. And we also have some written communication tools such as blogs, vlogs, and wikis. Audio and visual communications can include podcasts, video chats, web conference, any type of communication that you can think of online, over the internet, anything of that sort. That all falls under the category of digital communication. On to Chapter 12. Chapter 12 went a little more into digital transformation and how it is the practice of incorporating technology into business activities and customer experiences. And I can't say enough about digital transformation, because whenever you think of it, at least us, we've grown up in a time where digital transformations have been happening left and right, ever since I've known it at least. Those technologies can include cloud computing, e-commerce, virtual reality, and along with that, e-commerce, and along with cloud computing and virtual reality, these have all created massive job opportunities across the entire country and across the entire world, frankly. In just even a handful of examples, customer service representatives, hand pickers and packers, even some stalkers, almost any job now that you can think of has some sort of digital transformation embedded in between it. Along with that, the use of AI tools has become increasingly more used for things such as brainstorming, explaining, and organizing tasks. Along with that, it continues to make revolutions in tech and continues to get better and better at a level that we haven't seen before. Along with that, virtual reality and robotics have also revolutionized tasks and aspects of life, such as self-driving cars, invasive surgery practices, allowing to have more effective surgeries, have less danger just in general. And on to Chapter 13, our last chapter in this. This chapter breaks down databases and how they're created, and how we use them in our everyday lives, whether that be casually or professionally. And with databases, you have a front end and a back end. A back end is used by the users. That's the interface that we all see anytime you get onto any sort of public database. While the back end is mainly for those developers, programmers, anyone like that is working on the server, making sure it stays up and functioning properly, such as the server, storage, and security. And we have a lot of database tools within these databases that allow users to sort and filter, which I know I've had a lot of hard times trying to find certain data and whatnot, and filters and sorting have come in big time for me. Queries can also extract information based on certain criteria within a database. And along with that, just like any other thing that we've established over the internet, there's also a lot of security involved with it. Databases follow least privilege, which only allows users to access content that is necessary to their need. And data breaches can cause various forms of damage, such as financial, reputational, and legal damages that is not good for anyone involved. Okay, this chapter covers digital ethics and wellness between users and producers. The designer should allow personalization features such as font options, screen orientation to accommodate users. Data pools can create bias if certain groups are over or underrepresented, creating skews in the data for things such as AI. A digital detox is a very common and benefiting practice that many people do every once in a while. It's pretty much just where you refrain from using technology as much as you can, as much as your current life point will allow you to. It can help promote better behavior, better sleep, less anxiety, and more productive thoughts. And personally identifiable information such as social security numbers, emails, and phone numbers can be targeted by hackers that when your information is within these databases. Thank you very much.